Curtis Calhoun with MMA News, and today I am joined by Bellator Bantamweight contender Danny Sabatello, who is fresh off his win over Jornel Lugo last weekend at Bellator 278 in a Bellator Grand Prix wildcard bout. Danny, how's it going, man?
Going great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. First things first, congrats on the win. We got to talk about your big win this past weekend over Jornel Lugo. How would you evaluate your performance overall, and did anything about the fight surprise you?
Yeah, I would say it was a fucking great performance. I had a game plan that I executed very well. And not only did I do it really good, but I did it throughout the entire fight. A lot of times when you have a game plan, you kind of steer away from it, maybe for a minute or two throughout the fight. But the good thing is that I kept my composure the entire time. I didn't take too many risks in order for him to beat me. That's a guy that unless he gets lucky with some type of head kick or heavy overhand left or some type of weird submission, I don't lose that fight. And of course, the game plan was to just be smart and just beat the fuck out of him. Of course, I wanted the finish. I'm always searching for the finish, but he's a tough dude. He was undefeated. He's really good. My goal going into these fights is always to leave the fans no doubt that I'm the better fighter and to just absolutely dominate these guys, put blood on the canvas, and that's just what I did. When I got on the canvas, it was gray, and when I left, it was red. So I really do give myself an A for it. It was really good. And then nothing really surprised me about him. He came into there kind of trying to show that he was confident, but I think he knew that he was in over his head, especially after that first round. I felt like he was broken. He didn't really take too many offensive opportunities. He kind of just stayed in his shell the whole fight because he knew I was just overwhelming him. And I came into that fight already in his head. Sometimes people don't understand with this trash talk. They just think it's just talk, but a lot of times it gets into these people's heads and it creates pressure and you just start overthinking things. And I felt like I had this fight won even before the first bell rang.
Did you expect him to be a little bit more aggressive in this one, or what kind of fight did you expect from him specifically?
Yeah, I guess I expected him to just be a little bit more aggressive, especially in that third round. A lot of times that's when the finishes open up in the third round when a guy is up two on the scoreboards. I had 2 rounds to none. So in that third round, he needed to get a finish. So in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what, he's going to go for broke here. He's about to lose a unanimous decision or he can get finished. So I was kind of waiting for him to just try something risky or do something. And then I would just capitalize off it. But he didn't. He didn't really do too much offensive. But it's obviously easier said than done just because my pressure is a lot. Guys can't fucking move. I'm smothering them. You always say when you're torturing someone, you tie them up, you don't let them move their fucking body and you inflict pain. And that's what I do. I took him down and I just put him in positions where he couldn't move. And I just sliced open his fucking face. After that fight, when we were going back and I was walking, I saw him starting to get stitches. That's always the goal is to give the guy stitches after a fight. So yeah, he didn't really do too much offensively, but it's hard to start your offense and get it going against a guy like me.
Yeah, I gotcha. And how'd you celebrate the win after?
I got fucking hammered. I was drunk for maybe like 3 days straight. I still haven't slept too good. It's actually funny. I'm still high on it. I really take advantage of these wins because they're so hard to do in MMA, regardless of if you're really good or really bad, or if you're supposed to beat the guy or not. But I'm having fun with this. It makes me so happy to win. And I did get the win. So I like to celebrate. I obviously don't get too carried away, but I was so pumped up for Higo in 9 weeks that I woke up this morning after like 3 hours of sleep and went for a run. But sometimes I just got to calm down. My coaches are like, you know what, take a couple of days off just to, rest your body, rest your mind. But I'm like, dude, fuck that. I'm ready to go right now. I want to get in there. I know it's going to be a hard 9 weeks, a lot of sparring, a lot of getting ready for Higo, and I got to stay patient. I can't beat him today. I can't beat him tomorrow. I got to beat him June 24th. But you know what? I don't really roll like that. I'm very aggressive and I'm a very motivated person. And I might even go for another fucking run tonight. I don't know. I'm just so fucking excited for this fight, June 24th in Connecticut.
Definitely, man. And I was about to ask you about that. Are you the type of guy that likes to get right back in the gym after fights, or do you like taking a couple days off, or what does that kind of look like for you?
Yeah, I don't like taking any time off. And not just specifically for the fight, but because, I love fighting and it's fun to me. I have fun at practice. That's just the bottom line. So when coaches or someone is like, you know what, take a couple of days off, rest, in my mind, I'm thinking about like going to practice would be fun as fuck. So it's like to other people, it's like not going to a party. To me, going to practice is like a party. I'm getting better at becoming a mixed martial artist, and I'm fucking having fun along the way. So I don't really like missing practice just because it's fucking fun to me. But I also do like having fun. So it's kind of tough. I am a guy though that can have some fun at night and then wake up really early in the morning and have a good practice. Obviously when I'm in camp, I don't really drink or do anything like that. But like, even so right now, I could go get fucked up and then tomorrow morning have the best practice of my life. So either way, I just need to be in the gym, not just to train for this fight, but because it's fun to me.
Tell me all about the experience of fighting in Hawaii. Obviously, this was the first card that Bellator held in Hawaii in a long time. What was that whole experience like competing in front of those fans?
Yeah, Hawaii's sick. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. I've been around the world, and that's definitely a place that people should go. But the unfortunate thing is I had a fight there, and it was just a business trip to me. I didn't want to get carried away. The hotel was actually a resort with a ton of people, families. It was right on the beach. I had a sick view of Diamond Head Volcano and then the mountains and everything. But again, I'll always say it. I'll fight in an alley. I'll fight in a bar. I'll fight in someone's basement. I don't really give a fuck. I wanted to enjoy it because you know what? I want to enjoy the process. But at the end of the day, I needed to keep my head on straight and I needed to have a tunnel vision. I'm beating the shit out of Jornel Lugo. So I wasn't able to fully soak it in and enjoy Hawaii. But, I like to cut weight a lot when I'm running. So I did a lot of runs along the beach, kind of like looking at the vibes and checking out the view of that. So, it was really nice to fight there. And those Hawaii people are so fucking nice and they seem like big fight fans. So that was great. But, it wasn't too much different from fighting anywhere else just because I can't get carried away and I need to keep my head on straight.
Yeah, definitely, man. And a few weeks away from Leandro Higo. That's your next opponent. Obviously still a few weeks away, but what are your thoughts on that matchup and just kind of the fight overall?
Perfect fucking matchup for me. I think he fucking sucks. I don't think he's going to offer me any problems. I know they say he's got a good jiu-jitsu background, but I just don't fucking see it. I could knock this guy out. I actually think I could submit him in the first round. I don't think he's very good, but I know he's got a lot of hype and people are going to say, be careful. I'm always careful. I always take every opponent very seriously. I'm going to train very hard just as I do for anybody, but I see no problems with this guy. I see myself walking right through him. I want to give him scars on his face for the rest of his fucking life. And I don't really fucking like this guy. I think he's a piece of shit, to be honest with you. He not only didn't make weight his last fight, but he didn't make weight the fight before that. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? That's just so unprofessional. Nothing gets me more mad than people missing weight. That's something with me you'll never have to worry about. I've never, my whole career, backed out of a fight because of an injury or whatever, and I've never missed weight. I don't like that shit. And he's a guy that always misses weight because he's an undisciplined little bitch. So I'm going to make him pay for that June 24th. I'm very excited stylistically because I think I'm better, but I'm just very excited to cause him fucking pain and split his fucking face open.
And you touched a little bit on it there, but you've always came across as a guy that's obviously really passionate about fighting. How much does it really bother you, obviously, dealing with opponents with weight cutting issues and missing weight and all that? You touched on it a little bit there, but just kind of expand on that.
It's just brutal because you know what? There's nothing you can do to fix it. This has been around for forever. And boxing is the same way. You got to weigh in, and it's an imperfect system, and it will never be perfect. But, man, I just don't know how you could be prideful as a man after missing weight. I don't know how people, the fans, other fighters, coaches, teammates can respect you after missing weight, not only once, but multiple fucking times. I mean, I don't understand it. Maybe move up in weight. I don't know. I just think it's pathetic. I'm not sure how he's not embarrassed by it. I'll never miss weight. I would rather chop my own fucking head off than miss weight. I just think that that's something that's just completely unacceptable. But you know what? That's just who he is. And I think that it's going to be good because I can capitalize on that. You can judge someone by the way they fight and stuff like that, by their personality. And I think that's just who that guy is. He's just undisciplined. He's very laid back. He doesn't really care too much. I'm the opposite. I'm passionate. I'm energetic. I'll get in your fucking face. And that's just what I plan to do. This is going to be a tale of who we both are. I think he's going to be laid back and get desperate and then break. And I'm just going to be in his fucking face the entire time and making him pay.
Obviously, this past weekend was a big weekend for the Bellator Grand Prix. What are some of your thoughts on some of the other performances? Raufeon Stots, Enrique Barzola, Patchy Mix. What are some of your thoughts on some of those performances?
Yeah, very, very surprised. Patchy Mix beat Kyoji. Not only is Kyoji my teammate, but he's a really good friend of mine. I thought he was going to knock him out. I don't see Patchy being a very elite level fighter. I know he gets to that body triangle, but if he doesn't get to that body triangle, he's very average. But you know what? There's not much you can say because he did get the victory. He did win. He executed his game plan to a T. But, you know, this is MMA and anything can happen. It doesn't just take a head kick or some knockout for somebody that's not as good to win. You know, sometimes they're just better that day. I think if Kyoji and Patchy fight 100 times, Patchy beats him one time. That was the one time. So that one was unfortunate. Raufeon Stots, you know, I don't see the hype behind him. I know a lot of people think he's very good. I don't think he's very good. You know, even with that head kick that he got lucky from, he didn't intend to knee Juan in the face. You know, it was the knee that did it. But that's only because Juan was a little too close. It's not like Raufeon timed it perfectly to set this knee up the middle and hit Juan's face. No, it was Juan was just a little too close, and Raufeon's head kick sucks, so his knee hit him. So you know what? I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I need to focus on Higo, but I am very excited after I beat Higo to fight Raufeon, and that's just how the bracket will lay out. I think it's a perfect matchup for me as well. I think Raufeon's a guy that has a similar game plan than me. He has a wrestling background, but he's also comfortable on the feet. So I think we're very similar. He's just not as good anywhere as me. I think I smash him too. So I'm very, very excited for that. I didn't really see the Barzola fight. But that's on the other side of the bracket anyways. I didn't really put too much stock in it. But yeah, very, very exciting going forward. I think I just fucking smash all these guys.
Awesome, man. Well, a couple more questions from me. I really do appreciate the time. First things first, Bellator 278. We also had a fight for the women's flyweight title between Liz Carmouche, Juliana Velasquez. Liz Carmouche won via TKO. What do you think about the stoppage? Obviously, fans have been divided on whether or not it was a good stoppage. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I didn't really see the fight. I was already like 7 shots deep by then, but I did see a little bit of the highlights. And it's just tough because whether you think it's a good stoppage or a bad stoppage, you just can't put yourself there. You know, she was in a position where she was defenseless. But given the timing and that it's a title fight, I don't think it should have been stopped there, but I'm not going to complain about it. You know, that's something, it's just like one of those times where you think somebody lost or maybe they won, but then other people say robbery. Oh, it was a terrible thing. I think this was very discretionary. Maybe it should have been stopped. Maybe it shouldn't. But that's just how it happens in this sport. You know, you're going to get that. It's unfortunate for that to happen. You know, if you don't want it to happen, don't put yourself in that position. So I'm not going to say it was a good stoppage. I'm not going to say it was a bad stoppage. I didn't really see the fight before that and how it was unfolding. So I don't really have too much to comment on there. I don't want to say it was a good decision or a bad decision.
Yeah, I got you, man. And last question for me. What's your message to the rest of the bantamweights still in the tournament?
Yeah, the rest of the bantamweights are absolutely fucked. You know, it starts with Leandro Higo after I beat the shit out of his face. You know, I want to give him scars on his face for the rest of his life. My goal right now is to give him between 23 and 27 stitches on his face. But after that, it's going to be Raufeon Stots. And then after that, it's going to be whoever the fuck is in the finals. Either way, they're all fucked.
Awesome, man. Well, before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the floor to shout out any sponsors you have, shout out your team, all that good stuff. I'll give you the final word.
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram. It says Shock This World. And then I just made a Twitter yesterday. And that handle is also Shock This World. And then again, all you bantamweights are just fucked.
Awesome, man. Well, Danny, thanks again for the time. Always great chatting with you. And I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.